wait, shit.
Couch Guy Sports Podcast, episode number 160. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali. You know, again, just because there's not, I want to put the weekly dump on hold until we actually get things back.
Yep, and pandemic. Okay, cool.
And the pandemic, which seems like it's doing fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what? We have a golf tournament tomorrow. Like, the PGA Tour is back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, okay. So golf is one of those things that, like, if you're gonna have a sport come back before everything else really can, it's gotta be golf. 100%.
I mean, I'm already golfing. We've all been out there golfing. So, like, just don't allow fans and it's safe, right? Like, that's all. Yeah. I'm on the sports book. I got some money on this weekend. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. See, we can't do that in Massachusetts yet because we're dragging our asses. It's unbelievable,
die, baby.
It's unbelievable. No, it's not even that. It's Rhode Island can do it. It's
free or die.
Real that Massachusetts has still not passed this,
which is crazy. I mean, you have how many casinos in your state, and you haven't passed this? And I have no casinos, mind you. New Hampshire won't allow a casino to step foot in the state, but I can gamble online.
It's crazy. We've got two, right? We've got MGM and we've got what's the shitty one that they put up last year that has been a major flop? Encore, yep. Man. Place. I haven't been there yet. People don't love it.
It's the problem with Encore, just side rant here, like, it was built for high rollers. Like, it was built to be like a Vegas casino, the high rollers of Boston. But if anyone knows Boston at all, there aren't a ton of high rollers here. We're all blue collar workers. Like, no one wants to go there.
Especially when you put it in the North Shore. Yeah. When you got people coming from all over the North Shore, the South Shore, you didn't put it in places like
put it in Seaport or Hingham. Yeah, you didn't put it in Newton. Like,
yeah. Like, you missed the mark there. And I don't know if you brought somebody in to plan who's not from here, but the crowd, and plus the people who like to gamble from Massachusetts
on Foxwoods,
they're not only that, they're not the loaded types of people.
No,
it's all types of people. Oh wait, no, we have
walk in there
because we've got Plainridge too.
I always forget about Plainridge.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been to Plainridge, but I think they're all like video, I think. Like what Twin River used to be. But it is crazy to me that Massachusetts still has not done this. Listen, Massachusetts taxes the shit out of everything. Do you know how much money? This was like the weed thing before. People are like, do you know how much money you guys would get if you just taxed us on weed? Because if you make it legal, we'll buy it and you'll get the taxes. It is that simple. But they're like, I don't know if we should do it.
It's not safe. No, we don't want to do weed. Weed's bad, man.
Gambling? No, you can't do that. It's federally legal now, but we're not going to do it. But yeah, so anyway, we've got a couple things to talk about today. We're going to go over Roger Goodell and his comments regarding everything that's happening, his statement based on the NFL and their reaction that they had to the players protesting a few years ago. Which directly, Colin Kaepernick. We're going to talk about Colin Kaepernick, which Goodell, very interesting point here that I want to hit on once we get into it. Goodell didn't mention Colin Kaepernick's name directly, which I don't think is a good look. I think that if you're going to talk about this, you have to mention Colin Kaepernick's name directly. Say his name because we know exactly who you're talking about.
Like, literally, he was like, we handled things poorly the last time around. Like, we know we made a mistake and all this stuff. Like, it's the Colin Kaepernick situation. Everyone knows who you're talking about. I'll give Goodell credit that he did it, but like, this should have been done a long time ago. But he's only doing this now because it's becoming even more of a global, like we talked about last week with Mike. Like, this is literally the biggest I feel like we've had an impact on the Black Lives Matter movement in a long time. Like, we've had little jolts of it, but I think it's had more impact now than it has ever. And which is about damn time. This is the only reason why Goodell came out and did this. Like, because there was pressure. The players, right, put together that video on Twitter and spliced them all together. The players of the NFL said, we the players, blah, blah, blah. Like, Goodell had no choice. Say his damn name, dude. Like, come on. What are you doing? It's Colin Kaepernick. We all know who started this.
I don't want to. Goodell, by putting this video, it's better than him just sitting on his ass and doing nothing.
Well, I agree.
Which and you're right. It was needed. He was likely pressured into doing it by seeing all of his players coming out with that really, really strong video that they did.
Do you think he would have done it if his players didn't do it?
I do because
I don't. It would have been a paper statement. It wouldn't have been a video. It would have been a paper statement from the office, and it wouldn't have been Goodell.
I wouldn't be shocked about a paper statement. And mostly, you know what? Mostly too, because the NFL is so tone deaf. The NFL screwing this up would be classic NFL. I mean,
it wouldn't be surprising. Like, it wouldn't be a shock.
No. So we're going to talk about that, and then beforehand, we're going to talk about the MLB shortly. We're not going to get too deep into it because I still feel I was considering not even recording an episode this week because I wanted to let last week's simmer, and I wanted to let last week's be. Not, I mean, you can't be.
But it's still the conversation in the country, though.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to, in last week's episode, if you haven't gone and checked it out yet, probably my favorite episode that we've done. We had a very real conversation with Mike Molyneux, who's our friend, part of Double M Media, does my show with me on the Patriots Roundtable, CLNS Media. And he came on, and we talked about everything from George Floyd, from the protest to Black Lives Matter. And it was a really good conversation. So you guys should definitely go check that out if you haven't. But before we get into the MLB, let's talk about Manscaped real quick. And I'm wearing the Manscaped shirt today for a specific reason. But first, let me hammer this out. Guys, support for today's episode comes from Manscaped. Manscaped has the right tools to get the job done quickly, safely, and hygienically. Father's Day is just around the corner, and you probably need a gift for your hairy-ass dad, your dad's hairy ass. Make your dad proud this year and get him and yourself the Manscaped Perfect Package. You know what they say, like father, like son. That's called genetics, baby. Talked about this a million times now. Younger, clipped my nutsack because I thought you had to use scissors to do manscaping. I was stupid. If I just had this, that would have never happened. But the shitty thing is, that did happen, and it sucked. It traumatized me. I didn't tell anybody that till really this podcast. I think I told one person before. But before this podcast, this wasn't a known thing. It fucking hurt. It sucked. Guys, Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming. They have forever changed the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. The Perfect Package 3.0 by Manscaped is the #1 recommended gift all year long. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 3.0, a lot of 3.0s. Water-resistant cordless body trimmer, and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your manscaping routine. Manscaped only uses the best ingredients, so you only have the best experience. This third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to prevent manscaping accidents on any part of your body. Hairy chest or back? Look no further. Stop imagining your dad has it covered because he probably doesn't. Listen, I know my dad, and I know my dad doesn't have it covered. Guys, we have the solution right here. This 7,000 RPM trimmer has helped prevent manscaping accidents around the world inside the Perfect Package. You know why I stumble on that every week? Because at the end of this, that sentence right there in the script, somebody just put in the random letter I, so that throws me off every week. Inside the Perfect Package, you'll also find the Manscaped Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer, the Crop Reviver refreshing spray, and reduced chafing athletic boxer briefs. I just got back from North Carolina. Things were sweaty down there, and everything that we had in this Perfect Travel Kit came with it. Everything that came in this, the Crop Preserver, the deodorant, guys, it was perfect, and it helped me tremendously. Subscribe to the Perfect Package and get a new replacement blade refill for your lawnmower trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months, making sure that your trimmer always stays hygienic and clean. This is the perfect package for you and your dad's perfect package. We're talking testicles. For a limited time, subscribers get a free gift, the Shed Travel Bag, $39 value. For all the females listening, you'll appreciate this part. Manscaped products are cruelty-free. And again, not just the females. Guys, I appreciate the hell out of that. Cruelty-free products. Get 20% off with free shipping with the code CouchGuy20. Guys, that is going to be very important for the next thing I'm about to say. So CouchGuy20 at Manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and always use the best tools for the job. Get 20% off with free shipping with the code CouchGuy20 at Manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped.com. And use promo code CouchGuy20. It's dad bod season, baby. Time to get smooth. This is something that Jared doesn't know about, and I've got a very important announcement right now. And as I just said, keep the code in mind. we've got a free giveaway.
Free shit.
The perfect package for you. And I think we get 2 giveaways here. I think we're giving away 2 different perfect packages because in the directions I got, it said you plus your dad. So I think that means 2 unless they want you and your dad to share. So regardless,
no sharing here. No sharing.
Regardless, we're guaranteeing you at least 1, I think 2 perfect package products. Guys, this is an unbelievable deal. These things will save your life. And guys, this isn't even a giveaway. I'm going to get into the details in a second. This isn't even a giveaway that just guys should be doing. Ladies, you have a gift not only for your dad, but maybe your boyfriend. If you win this, we're not just taking this giveaway and we're not just allowing men to do this. Ladies, you guys can literally get gifts for free by just following the contest rules. The perfect package, I guarantee it. And I'm not going to give you anything back if they don't love it, but I guarantee they're going to love it. I don't have the money to do that, but I guarantee you they're going to love it. So guys, you will get everything in the perfect package times 2 if you win this giveaway. Here are the rules. This is what I want to do for the giveaway. So you have a maximum of 5 entries. We're going to do a random drawing. You get a maximum of 5 entries. For 1 entry, just follow us on social media. Twitter, Instagram. That's 1 entry. Okay?
The podcast or the network? The podcast or the network?
Follow the podcast, follow Couch Guys Sports, and also follow Couch Guys Sports on Instagram.
Cool.
Okay? That's 1 entry. DM us when that happens so we can add you in for that 1 entry. Number 2, this is for the most entries. Go to manscaped.com and purchase a product with the code CouchGuy20. Screenshot it, DM us your receipt. That's 3 entries. DM us your receipt and prove to us that you use the code CouchGuy20, and you can buy anything. Use the promo code CouchGuy20. That is 3 entries. The underwear, which I've talked about on the show, is amazing. No. That's 3 entries. And here's for the 5th and final. You can respond to any of our Twitter posts that we talk about this giveaway in. So as long as we're talking about the giveaway, you guys can go in the comments section and tag Manscaped, @Manscaped. Just tag them on Twitter, tag them on Instagram. That's going to be worth an additional entry. So you can get 5 entries here in this giveaway to get 2 perfect package sets. And guys, you guys can check out everything that comes in the perfect package set at manscaped.com. It's an unbelievable deal. Again, you get 5. You get a maximum of 5 entries. So guys, I'm telling you, do it. And if you're a cheap ass like me and you want to get your dad a gift, enter this contest. Win this contest. It's that friggin' easy. We're going to announce the winner on next week's show, so you got a week. You got 1 week to do this. We're going to be putting everything on social media today and or tomorrow and the day after and the day after and the day after. So, guys, enter the contest. 2 giveaways for the perfect package at manscaped.com.
This is a deal. I would do it if we were allowed to. We're not, obviously.
The hell of a deal. Yeah, I can't do it. And that is why I'm wearing the shirt. Because we got to give
if I knew. No one told me.
I didn't want to tell you. Jesus. I wanted your genuine reaction. All right, so let's get into the MLB. The MLB problems. The MLB is not going to happen this year.
Not happen. It's over. See you next year.
The 2 sides are so wildly far apart. It's absurd. So the big issue is the prorated salary. Obviously, you're not going to get the full salary if you're the players this year. You're not going to get everything that you were going to originally have if this full season happened. So the big issue here to me is the prorated salary because the owner's offer was 76 games, 76 game season, and players only got 50% guaranteed of the prorated salary. So you take the prorated salary, which is whatever that number comes out to for the amount of games that you play, and the owners are only going to guarantee you 50% of that.
Yeah, stupid.
So now the players were like, listen, pal, you guys can fuck off. Because we want 89 games full prorated salary. So, again, the major problem here, I don't think the amount of games really matters. I think it's the prorated salary part.
It's the salary.
I think if the owners came back and said, hey, so we'll do 76 games. We'll take the amount of games that we said that we offered. But full prorated salaries, I think that would get it done. But the owners obviously don't want to do that. The players obviously just want full prorated salary. And then you got Rob Manfred, who apparently there's rumors going around that he's just going to tell the players, hey, tough shit, get your ass back here. And he said that they're going to be there's word that he's going to force the players into playing this season. Absolutely not going to happen.
No, you can't. There's a union for a reason. Like if Manfred comes and says, you got to play, let's go, get to the field, and then the union's going to go, nope, we're out, let's strike, and then they're just going to strike. They're not going to play. That's it. That's it. They're not going to play.
There's no way the players are going to play if
Manfred does that. Okay, this just shows how greedy the owners are being, and baseball in general, and why the sport is the way it is. Ownership and Rob Manfred think one way, the players think another. There's no connect. Look at the NBA, blooming, right? They're doing great stuff. That's because everyone respects Adam Silver and the decisions he makes, and NBA owners and players are kind of on the same page, like for a lot of things that are going on in the league.
Even
Baseball,
the NHL figured it out.
Even the NHL figured it out, which never happens, right? So the NHL
figured it out
today. Yeah, the MLS is the MLS, New England Revolution, first team back training. They're getting ready to have a season. So like, it's literally baseball, the sport that's already dying. When they have no other competition in the summer by themselves. We're still talking about them being a dying sport, and people are choosing to do other things rather than watch baseball. Now you have to worry about these other sports coming into your time because of what's going on. NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, NFL season's around the corner, and now you're going to have baseball lump all together with that. Baseball is screwed. And
it's a
the
clown
ownership
show right now.
It's a clown show. It's looking even worse than it usually does, and all their problems are coming to a head and are shining brightly for everyone to see, because the sports world and all these negotiations are front and center right now, Nick, because they have to be, because there's no sports to watch to get us. So like all these little daily details of what's going on are being tweeted, are being pushed out there because there's no sports to distract us from it.
It's not happening. The MLB is not happening this year.
Mookie Betts, 2021. We'll be back. Red Sox from uniform. He's never going to play in a Dodgers uniform. It's fine.
But see, the Red Sox kind of need this season to happen at least a little bit, because if they don't play a season, their luxury tax penalties don't reset, and then we're in this massive mess again.
Yeah, if you're a Red Sox fan, you want some sort of games to happen this year. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care if it's 10 games and you probably won't make the playoffs. It's fine. You need some sort of regular season game to happen, so the salary cap gets reset next year, or you're going to have all of next year be miserable like we thought this year would be.
It's gonna be the same thing. The Red Sox could get saved if this is a shortened season and Mookie doesn't get the full taste of LA life out there, and then the Red Sox can actually make a massive offer. And if the Red Sox get fucked over by all of this, it's going to be very well deserved for everything that happened this year with Mookie Betts. But if the Red Sox if the MLB can't figure this out, that's going to screw over a lot of teams. That's going to screw over a lot of players. And this is already screwing over guys like Mookie Betts, because Mookie's not going to get the salary anymore that we thought he was going to get.
No, because he can't play this year.
Players and owners and teams are losing a ton of money.
Yeah, if you're not locked into a contract already from a team, like if you're looking for a new contract, you're screwed. This winter.
Mookie might be looking at that Red Sox $30 million a year offer.
See now the Red Sox, what's going to happen is Mookie will come back and go, okay, I want to take that, and John Henry's not going to go, great, yeah, we can afford that. He's going to go, nah, too late, sorry Mookie, like we moved on. And that's what's going to piss me, because that's what's going to happen. If this happens and everything resets next year and we're able to have some sort of games, and then Mookie looks at his market and goes, you know what? I did like it in Boston, and that's the best deal I'm going to get. I might as well go back if they can afford me. And then Henry's going to go, we probably can, but you know what, Mookie? We're all set. Thanks. I'm going to buy. Smell you later.
They should do that.
You know how much money they have right now? Liverpool, I don't care what people say. Money gets transferred between Liverpool and the Red Sox. I don't care what people say.
Yeah,
it happens.
Of course it does.
Liverpool is going to win the Premier League again. Like, they are far in between the best team. They're like 40 points above the second team in the standings out there. It's insane. They're going to get a crap ton of money. They're worth a lot. Just sprinkle a little bit of that on Mookie, and we're all moving on. That's it.
John Henry has stupid money. If John Henry wants to, he could afford Mookie Betts next year.
Yep. But bring Mookie home.
But bring it back to what we were just talking about, though. I just don't think the baseball season is going to happen this year. The two sides are so far apart. The two sides dislike each other so much. It's a crapshoot. The season might not even happen next year with the CBA coming up. Yeah, baseball might be dead. Baseball just might be dead.
The pandemic, the worst thing about the pandemic, it might have killed baseball. Like it might actually kill baseball.
Not even a joke. Baseball just might never come back.
Baseball might not come back. It might just not be a sport anymore. Like all these players, sorry, I figured out. Go sling burgers. I don't care what you do. Like baseball's no longer a sport. Go play football. Like that's literally what we're tracking to, and it's sad because if it wasn't for the pandemic, we'd just all be watching baseball right now.
All right, so there's honestly there's really not even too much more to say.
No,
about
baseball's
that.
Baseball's dead.
But this is the main topic I really wanted to get into today is the Roger Goodell statement to, or not even to the players. It's just the NFL statement regarding everything that's happening. And in the statement, he doesn't say Colin Kaepernick's name, which a lot of people could just brush over. But I think that's a problem. I think that if you're going to be talking about the protests, and obviously that relates back to a few years ago, if you're going to be speaking at all on that topic at all, you have to say Colin Kaepernick's name. You have to directly speak about Colin Kaepernick because he led that, and he essentially lost his job over kneeling. Because if Kaepernick doesn't do that, and this is what people have to understand, if Kaepernick doesn't fight for what we're fighting for now, what we're seeing people fight for now, for Black Lives Matter, for or against police brutality against black people. If Colin Kaepernick doesn't make his concerns voiced, if he doesn't fight so hard against that by kneeling for the national anthem in the National Football League, if he doesn't do any of that, he's still in this league. He's good enough to still be in this league. I don't know about now. He hasn't played in a couple of years. But at that point in the year after, and probably the year after that, he was good enough to be in the league. And because of what he was doing, because he was kneeling for the national anthem, he was blackballed from the league. I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if the owners said, hey, don't bring him back. But he was not brought onto a team because of that. So Roger Goodell to come out with a statement and to not mention his name, I think is a really bad look.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Like, if you are Roger Goodell, from day one, you know that the guy that you're blackballing, you gave him that fake tryout thing that they tried to do, which didn't really do anything. You know what this guy is.
It was such a publicity stunt.
It was such a publicity stunt. And now it's almost like it feels like it's Voldemort, like from Harry Potter. Like, they're not even wanting to speak his name right now, and they're apologizing. Like I said earlier, like, if it wasn't for that player's video that came out, I don't think Roger Goodell makes this video. I think it's more of a paper Friday news dump statement like all the other leagues have been doing. I look at this as a cop-out for Goodell. As much as he did it, and it's great that he did a video, and I get it, whatever, but if you're Roger Goodell, you have to go, hey, you know, we made a mistake the last time around. When Colin Kaepernick was trying to make a stand before, we took it the wrong way and just we're trying to see it as like anti-U.S., anti-flag when it really wasn't, and we didn't listen to him. We're apologizing to Colin Kaepernick and everybody in the league that knelt with him back when this started a couple years ago. We apologize. We're going to be better, so on and so forth. That's all it had to be, and that's essentially what they were saying in that statement but he just didn't bring up Colin Kaepernick, which is like, that's the number one thing. That's who started all this. He's the first one to kneel. He was the first one. He started a massive movement, and now you even have guys like Brandon Marshall coming out who said that he regrets not kneeling with Colin Kaepernick. I think there's a lot, and Kyle Shanahan even had a quote on this, and I agree with him. I think that there's a lot more notice now. There's people are now with Kaepernick, and people are now, not like they weren't with him before, but I think people more understand now. I think there's more education on the subject, and I think people get it more now. And I think that if the NFL players kneel this season, which Adrian Peterson, I believe, already said that he's going to. Yep, they all will now.
If the NFL players do kneel this season, I think a lot of more people will understand. You're still going to get the assholes who are still going to be freaking out, who are going to cry about it, who are literally going to act like these players are out there killing people.
Yep.
Because it was such an overblown story last time with all these people saying, "Oh, I'm not going to watch the NFL anymore." Yeah, I'm sure you haven't watched the NFL since that happened.
How did your fantasy team do last year, big guy? Huh?
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't watch the NFL after that. There are so many people who I think are now I think they now understand. I think there are a lot of people whose opinions have changed who are more educated now. I think they just get it now. And I think, especially with this movement now that we're seeing with Black Lives Matter, with all the protests, I think there's a change happening. I think there's a lot of pressure for change to happen. And I think people are now going to say, hey, guys, kneel for the national anthem. We understand. We're with you now. And even Roger Goodell in the statement, he did say that he alluded to the fact that they're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah,
which is the correct move.
Yeah, but just say his damn name. That's it. Just talk about Colin Kaepernick. Say his name. That's it. I wouldn't be surprised if coaches start to kneel. I wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing people in the stands kneeling, like if they can make, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that more people that were against it before are going to kneel now. The big thing for me, if you want to talk about Colin Kaepernick, is can he still play? Like now, I don't think teams will be afraid to really. I think teams will 180 it because it's a really bad look if they don't do it now. Like if after all this, the league still blackballs Colin Kaepernick, that's not a good look at all. And I think they're more concerned about their PR hit, which is why I think they stayed away from it in the first place. But like I've seen a lot of things like Phil A. Perry, our good friend Phil A. Perry from NBC Sports Boston says like, why not take a flyer on Colin Kaepernick, bring him in for a workout? Can he still play? Like, can he still handle the NFL? He hasn't played in how long? Like 5 years, 4 years. Like, can this guy actually play in the NFL? Because he was good. I mean, he went to he went to a Super Bowl, didn't he? So
he
like
went to the Super Bowl, he looked like he was going to be a stud, and he kind of fell off after. But he looked like at the time he was going to be a stud.
Well, I think part of that was he lost his coach too, but because he went to Michigan, the bum. But you look at the Colin Kaepernick situation. Could he play? I mean, maybe. But to the team, like if you're the Patriots, right? Do you take a flyer on him, or do you just roll with what you got? I just roll with what you got. At this point, why not? Like if you think Jarrett Stidham's a guy, just let him play.
And especially, I mean, I think a big roadblock for him right now is there are still other viable options that teams could take who might be looking. Like Cam Newton's still out there.
Yeah, Cam Newton is a free agent, guys.
When are we gonna bring Cam Newton? When is Cam Newton gonna get a job? Like that guy's got to get a job. But Kaepernick, if there's a team looking for a backup quarterback right now, it would be a strong move to bring in a guy like Colin Kaepernick because we know that he has the talent. We know that he can play. Again, he the team to a Super Bowl. He took Alex Smith's job from him. Just took his job from him. The guy had the talent. Who knows what it looks like now? But who knows if he also even has any interest to play anymore? He might not even want to come back to the NFL. It took them this long to apologize, or to actually, you know what? They didn't even directly apologize to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're Kaepernick and you've been this far out, you're probably making money other ways. Like, oh, screw you. Because at this point, it's going to feel like the NFL is coming crawling back to you and trying to get you on a team to make that publicity stunt look good for them. If you're calling Kaepernick, unless you really have an itch to play, don't even bother. Like, you've been out for so long, you're doing other things. Like, I've heard things about like how the league should open up a role in the office for them, like in New York, and be like their Black Lives Matter movement guy. No, screw you. If you're Colin Kaepernick, I ain't doing that. I'll do it other ways. I don't need to work for the NFL to make a change. Screw that.
I just think it's going to be very interesting as we approach the NFL season because I don't think this is going away. I don't think this is something that's going to fizzle out. And there's been a big emphasis on the fact that we can't let this fizzle out. There's been a big emphasis on the fact that people have to keep on fighting for this change because, like I was saying before, and my thoughts are more collected now because there's so much going on that there's so much different information out there right now. There's so many different pieces of news that you can speak on about this. I think people understand it now more than they did back then. I think people are more willing to fight now because they understand it more. And I think people are ready to continue this fight for as long as it takes until we see change, until we see bills being signed. And Colin Kaepernick, years later, is still an influential leader in this fight. And I think he gained a lot of fans over this past month. I think a lot of people now look at him, which I think is great. I think a lot of people now look at Colin Kaepernick and go, wow, this guy, what he was doing years ago.
Yep.
It had a very, very, very real message that more people should have been paying attention to.
He was ahead of the curve. I mean, he wasn't ahead of the curve. He was trying to make the real change, and he was fighting against police brutality way back then, and no one listened. Not as many people listened. And again, like we talked about last week with Mike, like I think the timing of this situation is different because of the pandemic and people's time at home and things like that, and where the country already is, right, with the pandemic going on too. So I think it's kind of been a perfect storm for it to really kind of bubble up a little bit more. But people should have been listening back then, and it's stupid that they weren't.
But again, this season, I think there are going to be a lot of people who, when they watch the players kneel, I think they're going to get it more than they did 3 years ago. And I think that's very important. Because I think in NFL season starts in September. I think this conversation is still going to be happening in September if we still haven't seen the very real change that we're looking for. Mm-hmm. That a lot of people are now looking for. And honestly, to the people who are going to cry and whine, just shut up already. You haven't even started whining about the players kneeling, and I'm already sick of it. I'm already tired of hearing about it.
Absolutely ridiculous. I'm so over it. I pray if the season comes back, or when the season comes back and people are kneeling, that it's not as big of a deal as it was before. Like, people need to stop. I think it's too important now that we all kind of listen and do our part, and that's their part, and that's what they want to do. And Goodell even came out and said he's not going to do anything, so just stop. Stop complaining, stop being a bitch, and just let him do it.
The fact that the league is now
on board with it
is now on board with it, I guess is the correct term you could use. Now that the NFL itself is almost pushing it and saying, guys, do what you have to do to peacefully protest. Mm-hmm. Do what you have to do to bring awareness to the subject. The fact that they're doing this, I think that is very important in this fight. I think the fact that they now have the league's backing on this, I think that's very important in this fight, because there's not going to be any question now whether or not people are going to get in trouble while they do it. Because that was a question before. That was a genuine question before. Are players going to get in trouble? Are they going to be blackballed for doing this like Colin Kaepernick did?
Yeah.
This is going to be a very interesting start to the season. Not only with COVID, but with the protests. And we're going to see who protests. We're going to see how many people protest. And I think we're going to see a lot more people protest. We're going to see a lot more people kneeling rather than the Patriots. They didn't kneel. They locked arms, correct? Back then?
Yeah, there was a lot more not locking arms and kneeling. There was some kneeling, but I think the locking arms became what the players were doing instead of kneeling to still present, solidification. You'll see more kneeling.
I think we're going to see a lot more kneeling this season, which I think it's very important. We can't let this conversation die. We have to keep the pressure going, which I think is a massively, massively important piece to all of this. The conversation has to keep going. And by September, it's June right now. And by September, the conversation has to be rolling with the momentum that it has right now until we see very real change.
Yep, I agree.
And that's where I'll leave the episode. We good?
Guys, we have a giveaway. Manscaped.
We do have a giveaway. Don't forget to everything. I'm going to start promoting on social media. Couch Guy 20. Use that promo code for 3 free entries. Manscaped.com. You don't have to buy the perfect package, because you're going to get a perfect package, 2 perfect packages if you win this giveaway. So again,
just
Couch Guy
20. A pair of underwear, some ball toner.
Use it. Free shipping, 20% off. Couch Guy 20 at Manscaped.com for 3 entries. Follow us on social media for 1 entry. And then also, under any of the contest tweets or Instagram posts, just tag Manscaped in it, guys, and you get another entry. So you get a max of 5 entries in this contest. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, guys, follow us on all social media at Couch Guy Sports on Instagram and Twitter. And then the podcast at Couch Guy Podcast. Like us on Facebook at Couch Guy Sports. And check out the blog, guys. The blog is blowing up more and more every day. I could not be more proud of everything that is happening with the people on our website. I cannot be more happy to see all these numbers just exploding the way they are. Again, Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, guys, we're going to be back next week. And don't forget, too, we've added a couple more podcasts on the network. Small State Big Takes podcast is one of them. The Verbally Committed podcast. And we're not done adding podcasts. And look at that YouTube channel for additional shows that will be coming, because those will be coming soon.
Teaser.
And there might be some other things happening as well.
Guys, quarantine's helping me and Nick out a lot. We're getting shit done for you guys, okay?
Couch Guys Sports Podcast 160 in the books. Guys, we will talk to you next week. Thanks for listening, and thank you for watching.
Oh, wait, shit.